So value of information cyangwa se kudetermininga agaciro k'amakuru under uncertainty, decision can be reduced, or the probability of the getting the or taking the right decision can be reduced by obtaining information about likely outcome situation. So nuvuga ngo cya kigero cy'ibintu tutari turishuwa neza gishobora kugenda kigabanyuka amakuru bitewe n'ikigero cy'amakuru twagiye twakira. Iyo tubonye amakuru meza biduha assurance yuko bya bindi twari turi gutekereza ko biri uncertainty bishobora kuba noneho twabishyira muri condition yaho bishobora kuba certainty. So now bikaba byaduha amahirwe yo kumenya the possible outcomes zishobora kubaho, zishobora kuba iyihe. So information rero twakira muri uko kumenya either nubwo twavuze ko uncertainty ni igihe nta information zihari, mbere y'uko ugira ikintu ukora ubanza gukenera information. Ikintu cya mbere ni amakuru, tubanza kumenya uko ibintu biteye, even naho tutaba tuzi the previous data ariko dushobora gushingira kuri current data. So ayo makuru rero ashobora kuba ari perfect information cyangwa se imperfect information. Perfect information rero ni ukuvuga ngo ni amakuru yizewe 100%, then imperfect ni inverse. A perfect information, it is granted to predict the future with 100% accuracy. Ngo ni ya makuru yizewe dushobora gushingiraho tukapredictinga the future. Amakuru y'ubwayo future yo ntabwo twayipredictinga 100%, ariko amakuru y'ubwayo dushingiraho tukaba turishuwa neza ko ari ukuri. The choice will be the outcome that give the highest profit or the lowest cost in the circumstances that we know will occur. Dukurikije amakuru ahari turi buze kubona, ni iki aya makuru ashobora kuza kudufasha. N'ubundi buri gihe icyo dufata nk'umwanzuro, dufata ya makuru ari butume tugira possible the highest outcomes. Ngo niba ari profit, duhitamo ahantu turi bubona amakuru, ayo makuru akaba afite ubushobozi bwo kuza kutugeza kuri highest profit. Ubwo tureba ayo makuru tukareba na corresponding results ushobora gutanga. Ubwo the best option dushobora guhitamo ni ifite the highest profit or the lowest cost. Now the perfect information is better than no information at all. Nubwo tuvuga ko aya makuru atizewe, ariko araruta kuba nta kintu tuzi. Could be wrong in its prediction for the future, ariko ni ingenzi. Nubwo myane magambo hari umugani mu Kinyarwanda najya bakunda gukoresha gutagukereje, no, ngo gutagusibije aragukereza. Nukuvuga ngo nubwo utasibye ariko already wakerewe. Nukuvuga ngo n'aya makuru nubwo atari meza, atatwubaka, ariko ashobora no kuduhumura ku maso. Nukuvuga ngo umuntu ukwibye ashobora kuba atakubatse gusenye, ariko in the other side akaba kwigishije ko ugomba kurinda ibyo utunze. So nubwo amakuru aba ari mabi, ariko nayo ni ingenzi kuyaconsideringa. Niyo mpamvu ibyo turi buze gukora hano rero ni imperfect information iri buze kugira agaciro. We will select the decision option which offer the highest expected value or the highest expected profit or the lowest expected cost. Twabonye ubushize uko ducalculatinga expected value. So bwa buryo twakoreshaga hariya nibwo turaza ku applyinga hano. Now kugira ngo menye noneho agaciro k'amakuru nakiriye, the value of information nyibona gute? The value of information, the formula is this one. The value of information is equal to expected monetary value we get when we use perfect information. Turebe nitubona amakuru yizewe naye. Ese turamutse dukoze bwo nta makuru dufite, twabona ibingana iki? So we take the expected value with perfect information minus expected value without perfect information. Now, how to get expected value with or without perfect information. This one, in step one, we start by calculating expected value with a new information or without a new information. Here, each decision option multiplied the probability for each outcomes by its payoff, and then sum up to find the expected value for each. Niyo ngo turareba amakuru ahari, za probability baba batanze zikora hano kuri without information. Turareba niba ari kuri yenda urugero kuri icyo kibazo twari turi gukora, tukareba igihe abantu bazaba ari 7,000, registration bazaregisteringa ari 7,000, probability yaho ni kangahe? Kuri average azaba ari kangahe? Kuri average tukagenda dukubaho za probability bagiye batanga, za probability. Hanyuma outcome twagiye, iyo expected value twabonye tugenda dukubaho probability tukaziteranya, hanyuma tukaza kureba kuri za option, ni iyihe option iduhaye highest expected value, akaba ariyo duhitamo, akaba ariyo expected value without information. Now then step 2 tugacalculatinga noneho with perfect information. With perfect information tubigenza gute? Mbere yo gukubaho za probability turagenda tukareba muri bya 7,000 cyangwa se muri ya average, muri bya 7,000 ni hehe hari highest profit? Ni kuri average, ni kuri good, ni kuri bad? Do choosingamo the highest. Now the first, before you multiply with the probability, ugendeye kuri ya contribution table, select the payoff for each option, select the best payoff for each option. Hanyuma iyo izo best twakalculatinga ko duchoosingamo the maximum kuri buri alternative, kuri buri alternative duchoosingamo the highest or the maximum. Hanyuma izo maximum tukagenda noneho twabonye tukagenda dukubaho corresponding probability. Hanyuma izo value zose twabonye kuri buri option, buri alternative, yenda ku 7,000 twabonye ko ari 5,000, ari miliyoni 230, let's assume. Ku 6,000 twabonye ko the highest ari miliyoni 340, kuri 4,500 ndi gukoresha reference ya rwa rugero twakosoye ubushize, 4,500 dusanze the highest ari miliyoni 2,270, miliyoni 273. Izo nizo highest twagiye duchoosing kuri buri alternative, tukagenda tureba probability hari kuri uyu mubare twabonye kuri average. Average yenda ifite probability ya 0.40, tugakubaho probability tugateranyaho. Uwo twabonye kuri 7,000 twabonye kuri bad, probability ya 0.25, tugakubaho 0.25 tukaziteranya, tukajya no kuri bya 2,500, za miliyoni 270 twabonye tugasanga twazibonye kuri good, aho twari dufite 0.40 nayo tugayikubaho, hanyuma tugateranya iyo mibare tubonye. Icyo nicyo twita expected value now with perfect information. Twamaze kubona without perfect information and with perfect information. Now to get the value of information, we take the expected value with perfect information minus the expected value without perfect information. That is formula here. So we can use these questions to do like one. Ibyo ntago bigoye, biroroha cyane. We can do one, then nkahita ninjira kuri part ikurikira ya linear programming, nayo tukayifokasingaho uyu munsi ikarangira. So, question. So, question, we can do February or December or Kaplan. So, icyo twashaka cyose twagikora. We can do Feb question 2 So December, February question 2, Feb 2024. Question 2. So let me, okay, so Feb 2020, okay, this question, now I can project it. Okay, this question, so this is Feb 2024 question 2A. So now, A, analyze the market that brings more value to the PT limited and determine the value of perfect information. But here we use Laplace rule. For Laplace rule, we use the average. Do you think, ngira ngo murabyibuka neza, igihe cyo gukoresha the probabilities, we use the average. Here, on Laplace, we use the average, mwanya wo gukoresha probability. If we use the probability, we use the equal probabilities. Iyo utari bukoreshe equal probabilities, you can use the average. Ni uburyo bundi bushobora kugisubiza. Did the company get value for its quotes? Mu yandi magambo, expected value with perfect information irexceedinga without perfect information, kuko iyo tubonye igisubizo kiri negative hariya muri ya formule yacu, biba bivuze ko umwanzuro wafatwa ushingiye kuri ayo makuru nta byiza wageza kuri company. Mu gihe iyo tubonye positive, biba bivuze ko ayo makuru ashingiye afite value mu kuyakoresha, ifite icyo yakongera kuri company. So B, analyze the probability of each model using the most appropriate method. A device which plans to build using max and min-max. Max and max-min rule. See here, brother. And then here we have this. Now we can read the question. Duhera kuri requirement kugira ngo twumve barashaka iki. Mwaha bari kudusaba kuza gukora perfect information, ubwo turi buze kuza gukenera ya table, payoff table. Ibyo turi bukore byose turabikorera kuri payoff table. Niba batayitanze turayicalculating. Niba bayitanze, it's okay, well and good. So here, Bride in Technology Limited is a company located in Masoro Special Economic Zone. This company assembles and refurbishes top-tier priced electronic vehicle for export market. The company is structured in a manner that it has two departments, Department 1 and Department 2. Each department assembles its own model vehicle. Department 1 assembles PHX EV brand, while Department 2 assembles PHY EV mod. The first department product is exported to Luxembourg at the price of 30 million, while in the second department product exported to Belgium at the price of 32 million. A discount of 8% and 12.5% is allowed on respective the product. If the customer order at least 400 units kuri buri mode ahabwa izi discount. iyo yexportinze izi mode zirenze unit zirenze 800 ahabwa discount y'8 kuri PHX, kuri PHY agahabwa 12 n'ibice bitanu. A customer is expected to at least order 100 units for ism. None bafite byibuze umukiriya agomba ku exporting cyangwa se agomba gutanga order byibuze ya unit 100 at once kuri buri product. In the line with its expansion move, the company has elected to build a small and medium large or large plant. Ngo kugira ngo bagere kuri expansion no gukora byagutse, barifuza kubuildinga small, medium or a large plant for either of its two departments. Barashaka gukora small cyangwa se bagakora medium cyangwa bagakora large. In demand is quite uncertain, so means there is uncertainty. Through market research, the management accounting department of the company was able to identify 3 possible outcomes under strong, moderate, or weak, with the probabilities 0.20, 0.35, 0.40 respectively, and their payoff in a million as shown below. So, means this is a payoff table. Hano reba structure bayitanzemo. Where hamwe twe twagiraga alternatives, niho bashyize state of nature. Ntibize kuba confusing avuga ngo ko ikibazo gihinduye strict. Bivuga ngo iyo baguhaye payoff table bayiguha mu buryo bo bashaka banateguye. So we uri kuyikora, make sure ko izi decision alternative ziba ziri kuri horizontal axis, then state of nature akaba arizo ziza kuri vertical axis. So iyo bakwihereye payoff table uyikoresha uko iteye. Payoff table rero hano bayitanze bavuze ko ari in millions. Nuvuga ngo hano kuri large plant igihe tuzaba turi muri strong state of nature dushobora kubona miliyoni 500. Igihe kuri twubatse medium plant ndi gukora interpretation y'itebe kivuze, kandi ibyo bikaba bifite ni kugira ngo izi 500 ziboneke nuko bizaba bifite probability ya 20%. Igihe noneho tuzaba constructing the medium, noneho dufite ubushobozi bwo kuzabona inyungu ya miliyoni 300 kuri strong. Probability yo kuzabona iyo nyungu ni 20%. Ni constructing a small plant, dufite ubushobozi bwo kuzabona miliyoni 200 igihe tuzaba turi muri strong, ariko nanone kugira ngo tuzabone izo miliyoni ikigero cyaho turi sure ni 20%. Moderate now irrespective. Muri moderate turi muri moderate condition tuka constructing a large plant tuzabona miliyoni 450. Probability yo kuzazibona ni 0.35. Nidu constructing a medium ho tuzahita tubona loss ya miliyoni 400 kuri probability 35 uko byabaho. Nidu constructing a small plant tuzabona inyungu ya miliyoni 300 bifite ikigero cyaho turi sure 35. Then nituba turi muri weak condition izaduforosa nidu constructing large plant tubone miliyoni 250. Ikigero cyuko bizaboneka kiri kuri 45. Medium niba ariyo twubatse tuzabona miliyoni 150 ku kigero cya 45 ko yaboneka. Nitwubaka small plant tuzabona miliyoni 100. No kuvuga ngo hano niba hindura alternative n'inyungu irahinduka. So the decision tubwira ko the choosing where there is the highest expected value in order cost, ordering cost per order. Iyo atanze order imwe yishyura 50,000, while distribution and marketing cost per order ari 500 respective of the quantity. This question I think ko twayikosoye kuri ABC, I think. Then now is it the ABC? Let me check. In January 2024, 500 units of product and 800 was priced. tugahita tujya kureba ese kuri za discount bazabona dukurikije order batanze bashobora kuza experiencinga za discount. Direct material kugira ngo izo unit zakorewe order ziboneke miliyoni 115 kuri buri product. This is direct material. Assembly is this one. Additionally, aya mafaranga miliyoni 22 atakaza na company harimo miliyoni 2 na miliyoni 8 na miliyoni 12 za rental cost of factory premises at Masoro, machine setup and production material handling respectively. Direct labor is this one. This is uniformly rate for all a company. Further, this question twarayikosoye I think. Mugende muze kureba kuri iyi part B, twabikosoraga kuri iyi part B tukareba ese izi mode zizunguka zite, ubwo turi bubigereranye dute kugira ngo tumenye profitability ya each mode. Ndasubiramo revision gato yuko twabikoze. Dufata igiciro iyi mode izagenda izana, niba ari iya mbere tuzayifataho angahe, ese cost zaba zayitakayeho nangahe kugira ngo tumenye inyungu tuzaba tuyifasheho. Ese iyi tuzayifata hangahe, inyungu zizaba ibiciro bizaba byayitakayeho nibingahe, tumenye inyungu tuzayifata. So izo nyungu tuzibarira kuri izi order tuzakora. Turebe guproducinga ziriya units bashaka kodaringa bizadutwara ngahe, tuzazifata hangahe kugira ngo tumenye profitability. So we can go on the ABC aho twakosora iki kibazo mukareba uburyo twagikosoye. So twebwe aho dushaka gufocusinga it is part A, how to determine perfect information. So ubwo the perfect information here that we use this table only, kuko ibi bindi byo hasi ntibitureba bya ordering cost nibiki, twebwe tugiye gukoresha this table here. Kuva hano dore naka konyine twebwe tugiye gusortinga dukurikije uko twabonye twanalizinga data tukareba izingenzi turi bukoresha aka konyine. So now kugira ngo ducalculating perfect information rero with the steps, sorry gato Kreme ça va. N'ubundi natangiye nuko nkwitabye kugira ngo nkubwire. Iyo umuntu adafite ndabyibukara ntayifite, simbizi, ntabwo nigeze nshekinga ngo ndebe uburyo wayibonamo, bundi wayibonamo. Ndaza kugerageza ndebe niba bushoboka ko bwaboneka, ndahita nkubwira. Yego. So okay, now reka tujye kuri Excel sheet hanyuma dukosore. So we are on question 2. Value of information. Today is 20th March 2025. So rero bansabye ko njya nshyiraho amatariki. Okay, so now we are in Feb 2024 question 2a. So here we have the state of nature. Umuntu ageze ku kibazo namfashe noneho twihute. Here we have the alternative. Here we have the is it moderate or strong? We have moderate. We have weak. Kuri alternative dufite
medium and small.
Okay, we have large, medium, and small. Then the probabilities for here. The probability is 0.
0.2, 0.20,
Okay.
0.35,
0.35,
0.45.
45. Okay. So this is the probabilities here. We have. Now, the value we have, the contribution we have here for the strong and large, we have
500.
500 million. Okay, for medium
450.
450.
No, it is 300 there. Sorry.
300. Okay.
Yes. 200.
200. Now for moderate
450.
450
minus 400.
minus 400. Okay.
300.
300. Okay. For week
250.
250. Okay.
150.
150.
100.
100. So here we need the value of information. Information but use of Laplace badutegetse ko turi bukoreshe Laplace criteria. So the value of information twabonye ko value of information ingana is equal to expected monetary value with perfect information minus expected monetary value without perfect information. So tugendeye kuri za step zacu tugiye kubanza dushake without information. Twabonye ko without information itegeko ritubwira ko tugenda urugero niba mfite iyi lunch nkaba ndi kubona 500, we use the probability of 20 tugafatamo 20 akaba ariyo nandika kuri medium. Naho niba dufite probability ya 20 niko itegeko ritubwira ngenda mfata buri possible outcomes multiplied with associated probabilities, hanyuma ibyo nabonye nkabiteranya niba ari kuri iyi large plant here, hanyuma nkafata decision here large plant nkamenya expected monetary value yazo. Kuri medium nazo nkateranya ibyo nabonye aha nkandika expected value here, nkandika ibyo nateranyije hano nkandika expected value here. Now hanyuma ngaselectinga the highest, nkaselectinga the highest monetary expected value. Iyi kaba ari iri kurepresentinga expected monetary value. So but here badutegetse ko we use Laplace, means izi probability zigiye zitandukanye turahita tuzignoringa. Oh, some people they don't see the screen. Why? Mwese niko bimeze?
Oya, turayibona.
Okay, na refreshing, so you can refresh. Ubwo cyaba ari ikibazo cya internet yawe, check. So here ubwo kugira ngo tuze kuyibona, here we ignore by Laplace, we ignore the probability, now using the average. The probability use average. Nuvuga ngo aho turi buze gukenera gukoresha probability, we use the average here. So ari byo bigiye gutuma mita nterura aka kantu nanditse aha, then nkakazana. So niba izi probability ngiye kuzirengagiza, we ignore that. So ahubwo here I use average. Ngiye gushaka the average. Average here nkoresheje Excel sheet yahita iyima. Average.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Kubera iki twirengagiza probability?
Okay, it is for badutegetse hano murebe mu kibazo batubwiye ngo using Laplace. Laplace rero ntago yo ikoresha izi probability dufite hejuru, yo iyo assuming iko probability cyangwa ugakoresha average. So you get it?
Okay.
Ni ikibazo bari babidutegetse ko turi bukoreshe Laplace.
Yes.
Iyo batabigutegetse ugenda ukubaho izi probability baguhaye. So the average here it is 400 million. So I can scroll down then to get the average. This is the average here. Now, after getting the average, nkagenda nkaselectingamo the highest. Which one is the highest? The highest is this one. Means, this is the highest. Means that the monetary expected monetary value without perfect information na ya 400. This one. Sinzi niba tubonye uburyo ibonetse, niba twese turi kubibona. Nongere mbisubiremo.
Igihe mbonye ko mwabona average.
Okay, tubonye average urayiteranya iyi mibare ugabanya gatatu si itatu. Let me work on it. 500 plus this plus this. Now after then divide by the 3. You get the same here as the same as this. Niko twabigenje. Uteranya iyi mibare ukagabanya gatatu. Byabonetse?
De se laisser traverser, d'être avec, de rester avec les sensations ou les émotions.
Na byagaragaye twakomeza. Umuntu wari wabajije. Okay, so now niba tumaze kubona perfect information without perfect information, now tugiye gushaka noneho with perfect information. With perfect information, I can write this again. Take this one, copy and paste it here. So the probabilities now here we use the probabilities, the corresponding probability, this one. So write the probabilities here. Now with the perfect information, we can choose the maximum one. If it is large, on moderate here, now here the maximum, okay, the maximum.
Liliana dufasha muting.
Okay, so now we can choose the maximum. So here, kuri strong, where the probability is, kuri strong umubare munini ni uwuhe urimo? Mumfashe tugendane noneho. Umubare munini urimo nangahe?
Ni 500.
500. Kuri moderate umubare munini urimo nangahe?
450.
450. Kuri weak?
250.
Now the 250. After getting the maximum now, we multiplied with the probability times 0.20. Then I can do, then now to get the expected monetary value with perfect information is equal to take the 500 times 0.20 bracket, then plus here to this one times this associated probability 450 times 0.35 bracket plus 250 times 0.45 cross the bracket. Ni uku nguku tuba turi bubone without perfect information. So this will be equal to this amount. So this is the monetary expected value with perfect information. So now, after getting perfect information and perfect without information, so now the value of information.
Sorry, kuri hara hejuru twabonye kangahe buriya?
Where? Kabonye magana ane.
Hara hejuru
We get 400.
tureba ini
Turebamo
tureba
we
inini muri
choose the
application.
we choose the maximum.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Is equal to expect the monetary value with PI minus expect the monetary value without PI. So here now it is 370 minus 400. So the expected value or the value of information is equal to this minus this. So the answer will be the negative. Means umwanzuro wafatwa hashingiye kuri aya makuru ntago watanga ibisubizo byizewe. Ntago ushobora gutuma organization yachivinga goals zayo. Nicyo basabaga hano, kuko batubwiraga ngo unavuge n'agaciro k'ayo makuru yaba ahagaze ate. Nivuga ngo aya makuru ntibayashingiraho kuko ari gutanga ibisubizo biri inverse. Ntago yashingirwaho gupredictinga the future. Amakuru bari gushingiraho uncertainty arapfuye, bashaka ubundi buryo. Any question?
Hello?
Yes.
Nagira ngo nsobanuzeho.
Yego.
Sinzi niba yenda ntasomye question neza ngo numve ko ikibazo kibaza.
Yego.
Ariko nendaga kubaza dushaka dukoresheje Laplace twashakaga without perfect information.
Yego.
So igisubizo cya kabiri dukoresha ntabwo twakoresheje Laplace.
Yego.
Kugira ngo twongere dushake with perfect information.
Yego.
So nendaga gusobanuza.
Yego.
Iyo dushaka without perfect information dukoresha Laplace.
Yego.
Ese ntidushobora gukoresha Laplace dushaka with perfect information?
Ni ukuvuga ngo amakuru arahari, dukoresha amakuru ahari tuyasuminga ko amakuru ahari ahagije. Noneho impamvu twakoresheje Laplace hariya akaba ariho twiga inowaringa zira probability gusa. Laplace mwibuke ko ari igihe tuba turi kubara igihe tudafite amakuru. Hariya ni without information. Iyo tuvuze ngo ni Laplace rero, ubwo ni cya gihe tuba tubavuze ngo there is no information at all. Kandi ubundi without information ahubwo tuba tuvuze ko ari without perfect. Ubwo niba ari without perfect, ubwo hari amakuru ariko with imperfect. Amakuru ahari ni imperfect, not perfect. Niyo mpamvu tuvuga ngo ni perfect, ni expected monetary value without. Ubwo amakuru ahari ni imperfect. Rero iyo bagutegetse gukoresha Laplace ni ukuvuga ngo igihe hatari amakuru uravuga ko nta nayo ahari, naya imperfect ni ihari.
Ni ukuvuga ngo kugihe ubonye mu kibazo bakudirectinze gukoresha Laplace.
Yego.
Muri mind zakwiye guhitazamo ko bisobanuye yuko ari imperfect information cyangwa se without perfect information.
Bya affecta kuri without perfect information gusa.
ubwo ngubwo uhita wumva noneho kuri izi perfect information ariho uri buze gukoresha probabilities.
Yego, izira probability baba baguhaye zikora kuri perfect information, kuko tuba twasuminze impamvu hano tuzikoresheje n'iki. Aya makuru 20% niyo turi sure neza ko ibintu byaboneka. Niyo mpamvu tuvuga iyo turi guconsideringa perfect information dukorera ibintu dufitiye amakuru gusa,
kandi ubwo tugendeye kuri max.
Yego, nuvuga ngo muri aya mafaranga menshi ashobora kuza, ayo twabonamo ni 20% byayo, andi ntitwayabona. Yego, impamvu hano rero twakoresheje average nuko tuba twavuze ko ni without perfect information, means ko hari imperfect information. Noneho akantu ka Laplace rero niko kahise katujyana muri under risk, kuko iyi Laplace ikora under risk igihe tuvuga ko there is no information at all. Ubwo izo probability bari bari kwastuminga tuhita tuvuga ko ntazihari, nta makuru na make dufite. Yego,
nakoze cyane.
Okay, so niba nta wundi we can move to the next part. So muraza kuza kugerageza ibibazo biri nabyo biteye kimwe, banagerageza kubidirectinga kugira ngo namwe muze gushyiramo akanyu kugira ngo bize kurushaho kumvikana, kuko ngewe yenda nshobora kuba ndi kubivuga mu buryo bwanjye, ariko wowe uramutse uri gusoma statement wenyine uri kuyuza ushobora kuyumva mu buryo bwawe kandi bwagufasha. So muraza kugerageza ibibazo bibiri murebe any challenge so you can communicate. Now the next part is linear programming. This linear programming, it is a techniques used to make a decision. Again, nubundi turacyari kuri part ya kabiri itubwira ngo decision making processes. Linear programming iyo rero iraza ifite ahantu ihuriye na limiting factor, ikagira ahantu ihurira na throughput accounting. Do you remember the difference for throughput and limiting factor? Twabonye ko ari ibintu bimwe, itandukaniro riri mu buryo babara contribution gusa. So niba mubyibuka neza kuri limiting factor na throughput, twabonaga bottleneck ari imwe, tugasanga urugero ikibarimita gukora full capacity na amasaha y'umukozi gusa, nta kindi kibazo bafite. Twasangaga limiting factor ari imwe. So iyi linear programming rero kuki ndi kuvuga ngo ifitanye isano n'izo techniques ebyiri nari mvuze zabanje, nuko iyi yo idufasha kwanalyza no kwallocatinga resources igihe dufite limiting factor irenze imwe. Urugero, amasaha y'umukozi ntahagije n'amasaha y'imashini ntahagije, even na resources turi gukoresha ntizihagije. Nuvuga ngo dushobora gushingira ku gufata umwanzuro gukoresha amasaha y'umukozi, kandi ayo masaha y'umukozi nayo atakora full capacity bitewe n'uko requirement raw material zidahari. Urugero, raw material zirahari n'amasaha y'umukozi arahari, ariko tugashanga amasaha imashini ikora nayo ubwayo ntahagije. So nuvuga kugerageza kugira ngo dufate umwanzuro rero bidusaba ko dukombininga tukareba effect izo resources eshatu ziri buze kugira, tukaza gusa n'abakora average limiting factor, hanyuma iyo average akaba ari iza kutubwira ngo rero ikiza mwakora iki, ibi mukabireka. So mwumve ko the only difference is nuko kuri linear programming ho limiting factor ziba zirenze imwe. Zishobora kuba ebyiri, zishobora kuba eshatu, zishobora kuba enye. Iyo zirenze imwe we use linear programming, iyo limiting factor imwe we use limiting factor analysis, except bagutegetse gukoresha throughput. Ariko otherwise iyo limiting factor imwe we use limiting factor analysis. Iyo zirenze imwe, ebyiri, eshatu, enye we use linear programming. So now linear programming iyo tuyikoresha dute igihe resources noneho zo zarenze imwe. Linear programming is a technique for decision making used by a manager to allocate limited resources, e.g. machinery, hour, raw material, labor in order to maximize the cost or in order to minimize the cost or to maximize the production or to maximize the profit. Mwibuke za techniques twabonye zidufasha kumenya ese navumbura gute ko bambaje limiting factor. Twabonye ko bwa mbere bashobora kugusaba product mix bazagurisha kugira ngo maximize profit, bashobora kugusaba production plan bakeneye kugira ngo maximizing the profit. So the gain here n'ubundi ibyo biza, ariko if it is a linear programming they mention it, barabikubwira ko uri bukore linear programming, barabikubwira n'ikibazo structure uko kiba giteye uhita ubibona ko kiri buze gutandukana. Kandi linear programming most of the time ikunda gukora igihe product iri bukorwe bakoze mix ya material zirenze imwe. Now, decision variable are the amount of each product to be made in a given period of time. Rero hari terminology turi bukomeze kugenda duhura nazo. Niba bavuga decision variable, izo decision variable biba bivuze ngo ni product zingahe twakora muri iki gihe bitewe n'impamvu nicyo dushaka kugeraho. Nituvuga decision variable rero uhite wumva za variable turi buze kujya turetinga tuvuga ngo quantity za producing za product X, za producing za product Y, product Z, izo nizo twita decision variable. Now, the linear programming assumes that the variable has a linear relationship. This linear programming ivuga ko izo variable mu kuzikora guhitamo imwe biri bwa affecting, they has a linear relationship. Kuyikora biraza ku affecta indi. So, the consideration for linear programming, limiting factor or resources which are limited, icyo tugomba kwitaho, or constraints there. It can be a material, it can be labor hour, or it can be a demand, nk'uko twabibonye n'ubushize. Application of linear programming, it can be used in the department to decide the quantity to be produced for a certain product when we are limited resources. 2. Marketing department, kumenya ese ibi byakozwe turajya kubigurisha hehe dukurikije ingano y'isoko dufite, kuko twabonye ko n'isoko naryo ubwaryo rishobora kuturimita kubona inyungu yose twifuza. So binafasha marketing department kwalocatinga the production kuri sales region ishobora kuzana the highest expected performance or the highest expected profit. It can be applied in human resource to schedule or kugira ngo tumenye abakozi turi bo bakoreshe dute, kuko abakozi urugero amasaha y'umukozi ashobora kuba adahagije, nayo twabonye ko ari limiting factor, turi buzikoreshe dute. So we need a linear programming kugira ngo tumenye ese abakozi dufite tubakure muri iki kintu babanze bajye gukora kiriya, kuki dushobora gufata uwo mwanzuro dushingira n'ubundi ku nyungu. So now the linear programming, it has two methods. The linear programming has two methods. The method 1, it is graphical method. The method 2, it is simplex method. There is a simplex and graphical method. So the graphical method, it is where you present the variable on the graph. Ibya bindi bakeneye gukora, you show it on the graph. But on the simplex, it is where we have the complex of the production. So ukumva ko yo itandukanye na graphical. So for the graphical here, we have the steps to formulate linear programming. 1, we identify the variable. So ngira ngo mwamaze kumenya iyo bavuze decision variable izarizo ni za quantity tuzaproducinga ku kintu runaka. Here ubanza kugaragaza ese ibyo bintu dukeneye guproducinga ni ibihe. We identify the variable, e.g. product X or a product Y. It is a decision option. Kuki dushobora gufata guproducinga toni 10 muri Y tugaproducinga toni 2 muri X. Kuki tudafashe X ngariyo duproducinga 100 muri Y ariyo duproducinga 20. So izo decision tuba turi bufate, dukeneye kumenya ingano y'ibyo turi bukore hano tukabigabanya, hano tukabyongera, nizo twita variables. After defining the variable, we identify the objective. Dushaka kugera kuki. The objectives, they are only two. The one It can be to maximize the profit or to minimize the cost. Dushobora kuba turi bugabanye ibyo dukora cyangwa se tukongera inyungu. Ikiguzi cy'ibitwara cyangwa tukongera inyungu. The most examinable, it is profit maximization. Ni gake uzasanga bakubajije cost minimization. Ibyo tuzajya dukora byose business ikoresha linear programming under production kugira ngo ibashe ku maximize the profit. So the objectives rero here, it is only two. Now, step 3 is to identify the constraints. The constraints in it is a mix of resources. Dukurikije ibyo twifuza gukora ni ibi, tuzakora product y na x na ese tuyikoresha dute? Niba izo resources zidahagije, niba ari abakozi badahagije, umukozi akora ate muri y, umukozi akora ate muri z, umukozi akora ate muri p. Nuvuga ngo icyo twita constraint ni za limited resources. The constraint, it is a limited resources. Nuvuga ngo niba ufite limited resources ebyiri, we have two constraints. Niba ufite limited resources eshatu, you must have a 3 constraint. Nuvuga constraint aba ari relationship iri bujyane n'aya production ijyanye na resources zihari. Now, after formulating or identifying the constraint, we write it down in mathematical representation in terms of variable to experiencing in mathematical representation in the equation. In other words, in the equation. So, after the formulating the constraint, write down the objective and the constraint in terms of variable. Now, after the step 5, we solve the equations. After solving the equation, now present it on the graph. Turaza kubibona uburyo bikorwa ntabwo bigoye. So this is how to work on linear programming using graphical method. Now, this is the assumption. Ni iby'ingenzi ukwiye kwitaho bikoreshwa mu constructing a linear programming. It is proportionality. Means all activity in a linear programming problem are proportional to the levels of decision variable. Nukuvuga ngo buri kintu cyose gikora kiba gifitemo contribution. Muri za variable twa formulating, buri variable iba ifitemo proportion yayo mu mwanzuro. Ntayikwiye kuvamo burundu. Ntayikwiye kuvamo, bivuze ngo niba mfite variable enye, buri variable igomba kuza kugira aga contribution igira. Igomba kuza kugira mo uruhare, their proportionality, divisibility. Also, the solution to the linear programming problem does not have to be integral, but strictly whole number solution. Use integer programming. Non-negativity variable. So, niba twise variable quantity tuzakalculatinga muri x, it should be non-negativity. Nta product nimwe dukwiye guproducinga umubare uri negative. Always zose zigomba kuba zingana na 0 cyangwa ziruta 0. Zishobora kuba zingana na 0 cyangwa ziruta 0. That is non-negativity. Now, additive or can be added to formulate or to determine the profit, the maximize the profit we need. Nuko zombi tuziteranya tukazishyiramo. Ntago tuvuga ngo imwe izana ka nka kumwe twabaraga muri limiting factor tubara ngo product x umwihariko wayo izana ya no. Ho bibarwa biri kumwe. It is a combination. So ubwo linear programming tuba dukeneye kumenya ese twaformulating ubuhe buryo bwadufasha kujya tumenya ngo niba dufite ibintu bidahagije twabikoresha gutya kugira ngo tujye tugira inyungu yacu. Tuvuga ngo izi constraint dukoresha du formulating hano nizo zihora zishingirwaho mu kudetermininga umusaruro w'ibyo dufite bidahagije. Always bishobora gutuma dukora byinshi cyangwa tugakora bike bitewe nuko twabigira, ariko byo ntibihinduka. Nugushyiraho uburyo buri standard format butuma dukoresha bya bindi dukoresha ariko tukabikoresha neza bigatanga umusaruro. So now the simplex, it is quite different kuri linear programming iriya ya graphical. Yo ahantu itandukaniye nazo nuko yo here we have these steps. Yo iyo igeze this one, iyo igeze hano here, after formulating the constraint here, the objectives and the constraint in terms of variable, ho ntabwo tujya gusolvinga the constraint. Igihinduka ni izi step zonyine, izindi zo hejuru zirazihuje. Igihinduka here we introduce this step 5, yo isimburwa n'icyo twita we introduce the slack variable. Slack variable ni iki? Slack variable ibije gukapitaringa unused resources. It is a variable which represents unused resources. Turaza kubibona tugeze muri computation, tumenye slack variable, muraza guhita munabona ikirabije gukapitaringa n'ikiraza kubihinduyeho. After introducing the slack variable, now the final step tugarukireho hano muri performance, we formulate initial table. Ni step esheshatu nazo, ariko hano ho twahitaga dusolvinga tukajya kubishyira kuri graph, aho dushyiramo slack variable hanyuma tugahita dushaka initial table. It is very simple, muraza kubibona ko byoroshye. Icy'ingenzi nuko turabaza kuba twumvisha graphical, then ibindi biraza kuba byoroshye. Here this method is used to decision maker fail to draw variable on graphical. Ikoreshwa igihe umuntu atari bubashe gupresentinga that as on graph. Suitable for this decision involving more than 2 decision variable. So this is the step here. Ni kimwe na za zindi ngiye kubereka aho zigarukira. For mathematical it is ni step nyinshi zigera mu 9, ariko twebwe zo dukoresha hano muri performance it is this one, kugera hano kugeza ubwo hose turi buze gusigaranamo 0, but on performance we use only 5 steps. Muri kubona tugeze handi tumaze kuestablishinga the constraint mu buryo bwari busanzwe, we introduce the slack variable to represent unused resources. After introducing the slack variable, draw initial table. We finish tugarukira hano. Ibi bya testing and computing pivot column, pivot row, computing pivot number, convert it all pivot column into 0, ntabwo zikora. It is for mathematics here. This one is for mathematics. For the performance dukoresha izi na borrinze zonyine tugarukira. Nibazo byinshi muraza gusanga batubajije the final stage, batubwira gukora, batubaza ku drawing initial table. So turaza kubibona. So now for the introduction or briefing, naba mvuzeho ibyo, ibindi na techniques turaza kugenda tuvumbura mu kibazo. We have 3 questions in each purpose papers, and we have I think almost 4 or 5 questions in a Kaplan. We can choose 2 or we can choose 1 in the past papers and 2 in a Kaplan in order to understand well. Murambwira twahitamo iki, twakoresha mix yihe kugira ngo tuze kubibalansa amasaha dufite, byibuze iyi graph ko ize kumvikana, kuko niza kuba yumvikanye gushyiraho simplex biraza kuba ari ibintu biryoshye ni nko korosa kwagakuvurire babanje hishoka. So now we can choose 2 questions. Mumbwire dukora iki, ahitamo bihe bibazo.
Feb 24.
Feb 24, question 3. So this question, part A, it is for problem using, it is a benchmarking, it is on part 3, the last one, current development. strategy tuzazibona. So the part A ntabwo turi buyivugeho, ntabwo turayigeraho. Then part B, advise the management of Zaha Limited on the variable incentive scheme they can implement in order to reduce labor turnover to ill. So it is a theory what was suggesting yakoresha izihe incentive schemes kugira ngo agabanye ko abakozi bashobora kugenda bava mu kazi. C, using linear programming model, determine the units of serum and yet to be produced to maximize the return for Maraga Limited. Here we have the Zaha Limited and the Maraga Limited. So ikibazo cyacu cya C kiri kuvuga kuri Maraga. Means twende tujye gusotinga ikibazo cyacu kucyitaho, ntago turi bukoreshe data za Zaha. Ibi bintu bivuga kugira ngo mutazajya mujya muri performance, abo bushize twakomeje kugenda tubivugaho kenshi, kuko muri performance ibibazo bitanga bicanganye. Abenshi hano nabonye ari ubwa mbere mu bikoze. My friend, mube attentive mbere yo kwatendinga ikibazo, kwa approaching ikibazo. Banza urebe neza requirement iba yasetinze boundaries za data zuri buze gukoresha. Niba iyi B bari kudusaba kuza gukora advising Zaha Limited, nturaza kuzanamo igitekerezo cya mpangara mu gusubiza kwawe. Niba part C bari kutuza gusaba mo mangara, data zose bari butanga zifite aho zihuriye na Zaha ziri irrelevant, nturi buze kuzikenera. So kubanza gusoma requirement rero bigufasha kwitegura kumenya ibyo uri buze kwincludinga muri data zawe mu kuzireba n'ibyo utari buze kwincludinga. So ibi nkomeza kubyemphasizinga kugira ngo mujye mubasha gukoresha neza igihe performance yo wayijyanyeho igihunga ivamo bigoranye, ariko uyijyanye uri pose ibintu byinshi biba bisaba logic thinking. Iyo ugiye uri pose rero biroroha ko wayikuramo. So now we can sort the Mangara Limited, Maraga Limited. We have the question 3, Runga Business Limited is a group of companies registered at the stock exchange. Member of Runga Business Limited are Uwimana Limited, Maraga Limited, and Murindi Limited. Maraga Limited is a manufacturing firm. Uwimana Limited is operating in chair of deposits in Rwanda, supplying and fitting tires and other vehicle parts of lorries, van, cars, buses, and tractors for the last 50 years. Its main competitor is Zaha Limited. Uwimana Limited key objective is to maximize shareholders' wealth. Of rather, this firm's performance have been in a downward trajectory. Uwimana is managed through a board of which the board members are elected by the shareholders. This board is further made up of 4 committees: risk, audit, monetization, and remuneration. Kajuga Emmanuel is board chair, while Misuera Rose is the CEO. Their term will be lapsing in the next 2 years. The board director, which is comprises 11 members, have commissioned a benchmarking exercise to help improving Uwimana's limited performance. This exercise will involve comparison of a range of financial and other operating performance indicators against Rukundo Limited. A similar business in Zambia, Rukundo Limited has agreed to share some recent variable financial data with Uwimana Limited as they operate in different countries. The reasons why the board elected to benchmark with Rukundo Limited is that, as well as supplying and fitting tires and a part to heavy vehicles, larger parts of its business involving supplying electricity to charging points to rechargeable electric cars. Zambia economy is growing at faster rate and uptake of electric cars is growing tremendously. So here this data ntituragera kuri data zirelevant. Ibi byose ni ukubisoma tukabinyuzamo amaso ukajya ubicishamo amaso ukaba ubyirengagije. Uwimana Limited is coveted employers due to its focus of remunerating the workers well. Recently, they received coveted award of the best runners up category of the best employers of the year. Women has workforce of 2,000 employees paid on the different pay rate system with granted minimum salary of 60,000 per month. However, whenever the human resources managers puts an advert, she receives 1,000 of respondents, thus attracting high-grade workers, contrary to the situation in Zaha Limited, which has an 80% of the turnover. Kakandi babazaga kuri Roman 2. Dore ikibazo kiraha. Ubwo nujya gusubiza dore urashingira kuri aka kantu konyine. Now Maraga Limited. Here it is where we focus. Nuvuga ngo biriya byose batanze hejuru twe ntibitureba. Dore akantu karimo amakuru turi bukoreshe na ibindi byose biri relevant. Maraga Limited produce this product brand to export quality tablets. These two products are sold at unit price ibihumbi 180 n'ibihumbi 200 respectively. Labor hour at Mangara Limited are kept at this and the material is kept to this kilogram. Now, muri iyi company amasaha ntarenga ibihumbi 16 ndetse na material zikoreshwa ntizirenga 150. Bivuze ngo there is a limitation. Amasaha ntahagije, amasaha afite limit, hari aho batagomba kurenza, ndetse na material hari aho barengeje izihari bashobora kubura ibyo bakoresha. To make a unit of onyx, the firm uses 3 kilograms of the material and 4 labor hours. Kugira ngo bakore unit imwe y'iyi product seron bakoresha ibiro bitatu. That is za concentrate twavugaga. Concentrate ubwo dufite here duhita tuzibara. Concentrate dufite hano tumaze kwindicating ebyiri. We have the labor hour, this one atarenga 16, ndetse dufite na material zitarenga ibiro ibihumbi 15. Izo nizo concentrate za mbere tureba. Hanyuma batubwiye ko turi buze expressing muri step ya kane tuze expressing in terms of variables. In terms of variable with this statement. Kugira ngo bakore unit imwe ya seron bakoresha ibiro bitatu bya material bagakoresha n'amasaha ane y'umukozi kugira ngo unit imwe irangiye. Mu gihe yes bakoresha ibiro 4 bya material n'amasaha 5 y'umukozi. Variable cost utilizes to make each product is this one. This is the variable cost for seron and this is variable cost for yet. Then seron and yet occupy 3 and 4 meters for the store. Then again this is the space available on. Nukuvuga ngo iyo bamaze kuziproducinga seron ifata metero enye cubic meter cubic muri stock, metero eshatu yego, metero eshatu muri stock, mu gihe yeti yo ifata metero enye. Kandi bakatubwira ngo metero zihari muri stock ni 600. Bivuze ngo niyi mita nayibaye limiting factor. Ubwo ntago zikibaye ebyiri zibaye 3. Ubwo mu yandi magambo concentrate naso turi buze kugira ne 3 available at any given time. While the cost of material is normally, this is the cost of material per kilogram, ikiro kimwe kigura 8,000. Labor rate ku isaha bakamwishyura 10,000. The board has approached you to advise it on 2 issues. uri bubagire inama ku bintu bibiri, benchmarking and corporate governance. Ibi ntabwo tubirebaho hano, ni ahangaha bari bagusaba gukoresha benchmarking. Then here ni kwa kuvuga iriya 80% ya turnover bakoresha izihe techniques, bakoresha izihe incentive scheme kuri aba bakozi muri zaha, niyo ifite ikibazo cya 80% ko abakozi bagenda kugira ngo babigabanye. Hanyuma this one bari kukubaza ngo by using linear programming, garagaza ni unit zingahe bakora ukurikije amasaha bafite. Ukurikije aya masaha 16,000 ukabona n'ibiro 150 bihari, ndetse ukabara n'izi metero za cubic ziri muri stock, bafite ubushobozi bwo gukora unit zingahe za X ndetse na Y kugira ngo bazabashe kubona inyungu. Ubwo tugiye gushaka iyo combination, product X bakoremo zingahe, product Y bakoremo zingahe, nicyo tuba tugiye gufokasinga aho. So now we can move to the Excel sheet now. Tangire applying za steps, turebe turazikurikiza turakomeza kugenda dukoresha formality, kuko ibibazo byinshi ntibihinduka, biba bifite structure imwe wabashije kumenya ku bya approachinga, ukumva the logic ibiri inyuma, just no guhindura logic. Imitego bashyiramo ntago aba ari myinshi. So then linear programming. So this question, it is Feb 2024 question. Is it the question 3C? I think this is question 3C. So step ya mbere here, step 1 is to identify. Step ya mbere twabonye ko identify decision variable. Decision variables. So ubwo tugiye guta tu identifying hano dukomereze rimwe. Decision variables hariya bari twabonye ko decision variable, it is a quantity, amount to be produced in certain product based on the resources available. So hano bari gukora product ebyiri. We have is it cello and yet, I think it is this one. Mumbwire niba byanditse neza. Muri kureba ikibazo tujyane ajya nyindikatinga.
Niko bimeze.
Okay. Ni zira product bakeneye ko. Hanyuma ubwo decision variable dukeneye kumenya barakora units, kuko icyo bashaka hariya barakora units zingahe muri X, bakore na units zingahe muri Y. Ubwo ugiye kwibaza ngo decision variable zacu zirabiki, ni izo unit bari kugusaba gukora. Izo unit bari kugusaba gukora nizo ziraza kuba decision variable. So now ubwo decision variable here, we can let number of unit of cello to be produced bx. Let's assume here then unit zizaba produced here muri yet b y. So this is the variable. How to formulate the variable? Nuvuga ngo variable formulate hano ni unit zizagenda ziproducingwa kuri buri type. Ubwo twebwe nitubona x ubwo iraza kubivuze unit zizaproducingwa muri, that is the meaning. Nidushaka agaciro ka x azaba ari unit zizaproducingwa muri epsilon. Mu gihe nitubona y ubwo iraza kubi itavuze yet ahubwo iraza kubivuze unit zizaproducingwa muri iyo product. Turi kumwe noneho. Then umuntu twagendanye neza wafashe zira steps, twabonye ko step ya kabiri ari iyihe?
Identify the objectives.
Okay, identify the objective. So mukurikije ikibazo dufite hariya barashaka kugera kuki? Objective twabonye ko ari ebyiri, urahitamo imwe muri ziriya. Ubwo mukurikije ikibazo bafite hariya, objective bafite hariya ni iyihe? Is it cost minimization or profit maximization? Match.
Profit maximization.
Why? Why is profit maximization not cost minimization?
We want to maximize the returns.
So they want to maximize the return. So means the return, it is in terms of the profit or it's in terms of the revenue. So here the decision is, now tujye kureba ese return bayibona gute? Return here guformulating objective function, it is the Z formula. So we use the contribution, then for x contribution for, kugira ngo babone iyo nyungu bazayibona bafashe contribution izava muri x, we use the contribution. Mwibuka ko no kuri za limiting factor, even no kuri throughput, we make the decision based on the contribution, not profit, because the profit, it is after deducting operating expenses. Kandi operating expenses hano zishobora kuba ari fixed cost, mu gihe muri production hano umwanzuro ufatwa dushingiye kuri variable cost zonyine, kuko izo fixed cost twaba turi guproducinga tutari guproducinga ziratakara. So hano gufata umwanzuro rero, umwanzuro tuwufatira ku bintu n'ubundi turamutse tutabikoze bitabaho, niba ngo tugendera kuri relevant costs. So kugira ngo tumenye rero inyungu izaboneka kugira ngo babashe kumaximiza return, nuko tuzafata contribution for x duteranyijeho contribution from what? From, okay, is from, let me use the statement salon, then plus the contribution from yet. So niba contribution izava muri yet biturutse kuki? Nuko iyi formula yacu izaba dufashe contribution per unit, then times x. X twabonye ko ari iki? X ni umubare wiziza producingwa muri silon. Niba ngo nitumara kubona contribution kuri buri unit imwe, yo ibiri standard, izishobora kuzagenda ihinduka bitewe n'umubare wa unit tuzaba twaproducing. So the standard format ni uku turi kuri formulating, hanyuma tukongeraho na contribution per unit now times the number of units to be produced in y. So here kugira ngo tubone objective function in terms of variable, now tugiye kwandika this is a contribution in terms of variable. This is the contribution in terms of variable. So tugiye kuyishaka noneho dushake the contribution for each unit. So here the units dufite, we have this slow, okay, and yet. Kugira ngo tubone the contribution, twese turabizi, we take the selling price minus variable cost. We have then the selling price. Selling price ujya muri data baguhaye, then less variable costs. Tugiye kujya muri data zibaduhaye, mumbwire selling price kuri siro ni bayigurisha ngahe, kuri yet bayigurisha ngahe, kuri per unit.
Prof, njye nari mfite akabazo gato hano.
Yego.
Hello?
Ndakumva.
Nari ndio nibaza i objective dufashe kuvuga ngo profit maximization. Wenda tugende tuyihisemo tugendeye ku kibazo baduhaye cyangwa
reba requirement hasi bari kugusaba objective bafite kuri requirement ni iki? Soma requirement.
babazaga return.
That is return. Return ni iki? Kuko objective tugira ne ebyiri, ishobora kuba cost minimization cyangwa profit minimization. Ukurikije consideration wowe ubonye, retro evidence ubonye, twabi classifying, is it a cost, baba bashaka cost cyangwa baba bashaka profit?
Return actually ni profit.
Okay, so niyo mpamvu twese tudeclaringa tuvuga ko ari profit, dushingiye kuri requirement. Now the selling price is kuri product ya mbere, mumbwire ibiciro basetinze ko bazajya bayigurisha ngahe imwe. Hello.
180 and 200,000.
180 and 200, like this.
No, 180,000.
Okay.
180,000 and 200.
200 niyo kuri product yindi.
Not 18. Yeah. 200,000.
200.
Iyo ya mbere ni
1000. Okay.
Iyo ya mbere ni 180 ntabwo ari 18.
180. Okay. This one. Yego. Mumbwire variable cost. Variable cost hari uburyo bazazitangamo, bashaka kuziguhereza ari toto, ariko hari igihe bazajya baguha material cost, baguhe labor cost, baguhe n'izindi wowe ujye uziteranyiriza. Hano bari bazitanze gute? Hano bari bazitanze ziri toto, niba muri kubibona neza mu kibazo. Bagiye baduha variable cost ko zizaba zingana. Variable cost kuri product ya mbere baduhaye ko ari kangahe?
Ibihumbi 150 n'ibihumbi 160.
150 hamwe, ahandi ni 160. Okay. Now igihe batazigwaye nk'ubu hano urugero bakaba variable cost batabatanze mention, wari gushyiraho material cost niba bayiguhaye, ugashyiraho labor cost n'izindi expense n'izindi variable overhead baguhaye, ukaza kuzikuramo zose ukaziteranya ukazikura muri iyi selling price. Igihe bataziguhaye total variable, ubara variable cost zose ba mentioninze cost zazo. So here bari baziteranyije nta mpamvu yo kwirwa nongera kuza kuzijyamo. So ubwo here I can get the contribution now. Contribution per unit ariyo nkeneye kuza gukoresha amaha. Contribution per unit for this one to take this minus this. 30,000 here it is 40,000. So this is the contribution per unit. So now I can formulate the objective function in terms of variable. So the objective function iraza kuba iteye itya. Iraza kuba ari 30,000 tuzajya dufata kuri unit bishobora kuzahinduka bitewe n'umubare wa unit tuzaproducinga za seron. Twongeyeho 40,000 tuzafata kuri unit imwe bishobora kuzagenda bihinduka bitewe n'umubare wa y twa producing. So that is how to formulate objective function. Ntekereza ko akakumvikanye. Step ya gatatu. Step 3. Step 3 is what?
Establish the constraints.
Okay, establish the constraints. The constraint. The constraint. Constraint twabonye ko ari za limiting factor analysis dufite. Limiting factor dufite ya mbere twabonye ko ari iki? It is labor hour. Are we together? Niyo limiting factor twabonye, labor hour. Iya kabiri twabonye it is material. Iya gatatu twabonye it is meter.
Meter cubic.
Meter cubic.
Yes.
Okay. Nizi. Hanyuma nazo itegeko ridusaba ko tuziformulatinga in terms of variable. Byose tubiconverting in terms of variable. That is a linear programming. Dusettinga standard y'uburyo izo limiting factors ziri buze kugenda ziba handled. This one is the limiting factors. It is a limiting factor. So here tugiye kureba ni gute bari bakoresha is. So nayo turaza kwandika mu buhe buryo. Batubwiye ko unit imwe ikorwa ite muri za product zindi. Okay, umuntu ushobora kuba afite ikibazo. You can ask, no problem. David, you can ask. Oh, it is by accident.
Nenda gusobanuza.
Yego.
Muri introduction batubwiye ko limiting factor igihe haba hari constraint imwe cyangwa se bottleneck imwe.
Yego.
Hanyuma igihe hari dufite more than one bottleneck aba ari linear programming.
Yego.
Mise nibaza iyo dustatinze ngo limiting factors tugastatinga more than one bottleneck.
Yego.
Is it relevant?
Yego, kuko nibyo bigiye guhita bituma tujya muri linear programming. Tuyikoresha igihe dufite limiting factors zirenze imwe. Kuko duconsiderinze labor hour yonyine mwumve logique. dukonsidarinze reba awa yonyine amasaha y'abakozi dushobora kuyakoresha neza, ariko tukisanga materiyo zikenewe gukoreshwa zise ziba nkeya kuko dufite ikigero tutarenze. Twamara gusanga amasaha y'abakozi tuyitayeho tukanita no kuri materiyo zihari tukazikoresha neza mu buryo bwose bishoboka, ariko twabikora tukaburaho kubibika bitewe n'iki? Cubic meters zo kuzibikaho ntizihagije, ntabwo twigeze tuzikonsidaringa while we are in production. So ngo muri production dukonsidaringa factors zose zishobora kuza kutubuza gukora nk'uko twabishakaga, kuko twe turashaka ibintu turi buze gukora bikaduha inyungu ishoboka yo hejuru dukoresheje bikeya dufite, tutakeneye kujya kugusaba ibindi no kujya kwitabaza abadufasha. Dukoresheje ibyo dufite twabikora dute? So impamvu muri linear programming dukoresha limiting factor zirenze imwe nuko nyine tuba turi guproducinga dushaka production mix iri bukore igihe turabaza kuba dukonsidarinze amasaha, tugakonsidaringa material, tukaza no gukonsidaringa cubic. Izi factors zose turaza konsidaringa kugira ngo tumenye bagiye guproducinga ba producing ibi, kuko muraza kubibona nitugera kuri graph ahantu turi bufatira igisubizo cya unit zaba produced ni ahantu turaza kuba twaboneye intersection yizi factors eshatu. So sinzi niba byabaye clear.
byumvikanye.
Okay, so now izi constraint zo ziraza kuba zigize nazo ziraza kuba ziturutse, ziraza kuboneka nabwo dufashe izikora muri x tugateranyaho izikora muri y tukazigereranya n'izihari in relation to available. Now mumbwire ubwo tugiye guformulatinga aka kantu karaza kuba gafite aya makuru yose. Amasaha batubwiye kuko x iraza kuba igize umubare wa unit tuzakora muri seron. Batubwiye ko gukora unit imwe ya seron bitwara amasaha ngahe y'umukozi?
atatu.
Bitwara amasaha 3. Aya masaha 3 ni igihe tuzaba turi gukora unit imwe. Igihe tuzaba turi gukora unit ebyiri aya masaha yaba 6. Dukoze unit 3 amasaha akaba 9. Dukoze unit enye amasaha akaba 12. Nuvuga ngo aya masaha 3 agenda hinduka bitewe n'umubare wa unit twakoze muri seron. Bivuze iki? Ubwo nuvuga ngo mu masaha yose nzakoresha na amasaha 3 ashobora kuzahinduka bitewe n'umubare nakoze wa x. Hanyuma ayo masaha y'umukozi ntabwo azakora muri x gusa, muri seron azakora no muri yet. Nongereho n'amasaha azakora muri yet. Muri yet unit imwe tuyikorera amasaha ngahe?
4 hours.
It is 4 hours. Nayo ishobora kuzagenda ihinduka bitewe na unit twakoze yo muri n'umubare wa unit twakoze za yet. Hanyuma batubwiye itegeko ko aya masaha ntago ashobora kurenga ngahe? Ahari
16,000.
ni ukuvuga ngo aya masaha agomba kuba ari less or equal, agomba kuba ari munsi cyangwa angana, kuko najya hejuru ntituyabone. Iyi combination tuzakora aha igomba kuzaba iri less or equal to 16,000. Ni uko duformulatinga constraint ya mbere. Dukoresha amasaha kuri unit imwe tugakubaho unit tuzaproducing. Nuvuga ngo combination yose ya unit twakora hano ntiyemerewe kurenga 16,000. Iramutse yari irenze 16 ntabwo twayabona kuko niyo masaha ari available. Tujye kuri material turebe material zo zikoreshwa zite.
In kilograms.
They are in kilograms. Kugira ngo bakore x bakoresha ibiro bingahe?
15,000.
15,000 kilogram.
Oya.
Koresha ibiro bine.
murebe
amasaha
neza
atanu.
ntabwo babitanze mu magambo ntabwo babitanze mu magambo musome neza mwitonze ni statement bagiye bavuga gusa hari igihe babitangaga mu magambo ariko hari n'igihe babitanga mu mibare. It is 4 kilogram for x, okay, plus and 5y, okay, 5y. Ibi nabyo ntibigomba kurenga angahe ibiro bihari. Ibiro byose twakoresha ntibigomba kurenga bingahe?
Cumi na bitanu.
15, okay. 15. Okay. So now what?
Twakoze error hariya hejuru.
Hariho error kuri material harimo error.
Okay, where?
Baravuga to make a unit of zera, the form uses 3 kilograms of material, which means 3 kilograms.
It is 3 kilograms for
zera, for x.
Okay, 3 kilograms.
Kuri yet ni 4 kilograms.
Irasa niyo hejuru kuri reba?
Oya, hariya hejuru kuri ntuze kuri ego kuri labor hours.
Yego.
Kuri zero
yego
ni 3 kilograms for labor hours. Hanyuma kuri yet ni 4 kilograms 5 labor hours.
Okay, so kuri labor hours here it is 5 here. It is 5, okay?
Oya. Ntabwo ariko bimeze.
Yego.
Aho hejuru ni 4 hours. Byo uko bimeze
ni masaha nta kibazo.
Ku masaha
nta kibazo.
4 hours, okay?
Ahubwo hasi niho harimo error. Hasi niho harimo error ni 4 kilograms 5 labor hours.
Okay. 5 labor hours.
Ubwo bisobanuye no bisobanuye ko kuri material ni 3 kilograms kuko nizo twitaho kuri x.
Yego.
Kuri yet ni 4 kilograms.
Mumbwire duhereye kuri x.
Yego.
Duhereye kuri
x.
Kuri x amasaha akora yo ku mukozi nangahe?
Ni 4 hours.
Ane?
Yes.
Yego. Kuri x.
Kuri yet na 5.
Hanyuma zikaba 3 kilograms kuri material.
Kuri material it is 3 kilograms here.
Yego.
Okay, here now kuri amasaha kuri yet.
Kuri labor hours kuri yet ni 5.
Okay. This one.
No.
Noneho
yego
kuri material
it is 4.
Kuri material kuri x ni 3 kilograms and 4 kilograms kuri yet.
Okay, this one. Noneho nibyo?
Yego.
Ni ibi ngibi. Okay, now tugiye kureba ese iyo bari kubika unit imwe ya siron bitwara mita zingahe? Bitwara mita zingahe? Murebe aga statement kajya gusoza niho twabibonye.
3 kuri x and 4 kuri yet.
Okay, it is 3x
3 and 4.
Okay, 3x plus 4y. So ngira ngo muri kubona uburyo duformulatinga constraint variables in terms of variable. So now batubwiye ngo there is 6,000 meter cubic space available at any time. Okay, nazo ntizigomba kurenga izi ibihumbi bitandatu. Okay, less or equal to 6,000 meter cubic. So here, this denote here x and y should be non-negativity. Ni ukuvuga ngo x na y zigomba kuba zitandukanye na negative, zigomba kuba ari 0 cyangwa ari positive. So means izi zigomba kuba zingana, x and y should be greater or equal to 0. Niryo tegeko dukoresha here. X na y zigomba kuzaba ziri positive, not negative. That is non-negativity constraint. So now after formulating the step 3 here, now turayisoje. The step 4. Step 4 ivuga iki? Step 4 baba badusaba gukora iki? Hello, step 4. Nanyibutse? I think is it to solve. Yes? It is to solve. Now, iyo tumaze kubona, we have to solve constraint. Iyo tumaze kubona izi constraint here, ubwo tugiye guhera kuri equation 1. 1 is labor hours. The labor hours we use associative mu gusolvinga, we take the 4x plus 5y. Now tugakuramo ibi bimenyetso dufite hano, we use equal sign ibihumbi 16. Tugiye gusolvinga here. So ubwo tugiye gushaka value of x iri maximum. Nuvuga ngo kuri aya masaha ibihumbi 16 ni zingahe zishoboka twakora x tuyikoza ari yonyine, x tuyikoza ari yonyine. Ubwo mu yane magambo, when y dukozemo 0, x zaba kangahe? X will be
16.
Okay, x will be, turi buyibone gutya, turi bufate 4x plus 5 times 0, then which is equal to 16,000. So biri buze kungana na x ingana na 16,000. Nirinda kwihuta kugira ngo ataza kugira umuntu utabibona. Ari byo biri buze kuduha kangahe? X tubonye wabikarikirete inzira yambwira igisubizo.
4,000.
Is 4,000. Ni ukuvuga ngo units zishobora kuba produced here ni ibihumbi 4. Igihe tudaproducinze ibihumbi 4. Yes. So ubwo here the first point tubonye, we can use a point A. We can say it is a point A. The point A will be the point A iraza kuba ifite coordinate y'ibihumbi 4 kuri 0. It is the first point. Kuko dukeneye kuza kubishyira kuri graph. Kuko badusabye gukoresha using linear programming dutanga ibisubizo. So turaza kubishyira kuri graph. The point 1, it is this one, point A. Now we can assume noneho igihe wa x noneho ari iraza kuba ingana na 0, ubwo y iyo yaba ari kangahe?
bitatu magana abiri.
3,200. iya ntago ngiye kubikarikireta nk'uko twabikarikireta hariya, mwebwe mwaza kubibona units. So nukuvuga ngo here the point B ya kabiri tubonye ikaza kuba ifite coordinate ya 0 n'ibihumbi 3,200. Turi kugenda duformulatinga the coordinate turi buze kujya tujya gushushanya. This 0 point. Okay. So this is another point here. So now tukaza kuri constraint ya kabiri. Iya mbere irarangiye. 2 iyo dufite ni material. Kuri material equation dufite yo ni iyihe? We have 3x plus 4y, then nabyo tuvuga ko bingana n'ibihumbi 15. Tugiye gushaka coordinate ebyiri. Igihe noneho x, igihe y ariyo igiye kungana na 0, what about x? X will be
5.
5 what? 1,000. So ubwo here the coordinate turi buyite coordinate C niyo tugezeho, iraza kuba ari ifite ibihumbi 5 kuri 0. This the second coordinate. So now tugiye kureba when noneho x ariyo inganye na 0, y izaba kangahe?
$3,750.
750. So units. So ubwo bivuze ngo this we can call it a point D. Okay? Izaba ifite coordinate 0, 2, 3, 7. Okay, this one. So now tukajya kuri constraint ya gatatu. Constraint ya gatatu, it is meter cubic. Meter cubic, we have the equation which is 3x plus 4y which is equal to, dukuramo ibimenyetso bikangana n'ibihumbi 6. So now tugiye kureba ese y ni aba ari 0. Niba nta kintu dukoze, x tuzabika dufite ubushobozi bwo kubika dukurikije ibihumbi 6 bihari, twabika izingana iki?
2000.
It is 2000 units. So ubwo the coordinate ikurikiyeho ni iyihe? It is E. It can be 2000 and 0. ngira ngo tuzi uko twindicating point, ndi kubikora nihuse kuko ni imibare isanzwe. We start with the x and now y. Okay, so here now niba noneho x ari igiye kuba 0, y izaba kangahe? Icyatanu. So ubwo the coordinate we have here, we can coordinate f iraza kuba ifite 0 and 1500. Noneho after, nyuma yo kubona izi coordinate, now the step ikaba ya kane ikaba irarangiye, tukajya kuziplotinga on the graph. Step 5, present on graph. Ikiba gisigaye noneho ni ukuja kubishyira kuri graph. Sinzi niba hano muri Excel sheet ndi bubashe gushushanya ngo bikunde. I can use Word. Areba ko bikunda, ko twayishushanyirijemo ubushize mbona ntago bigoye. So we can use Word kugira ngo ngaragaze buri kantu kose nawe. So I can use this now, can project the word. So tugiye kubipresentinga on the word here. So mumfashe tugendane noneho. We have, this is the graph. Ikibazo turi gukora, it is Feb 2024 question 2C. Is it question 2C or question 3C? Yeah, it is question 3C. So here we have y as a product so now that's now how can I use this? Okay, can I use this? I can use like this. So now I can put it here. So mugiye kumfasha dukoreshe interval ya kangahe? Umubare munini dufite muri y ni kangahe? Ahantu twabonye variable za y, umubare munini dufitemo ni kangahe? Bitatu magana arindwi. We can use interval y'ibihumbi ya 500. Yego, tugakoresha ibihumbi 4. Bitatu 500 tugakoresha bitatu, can use 2,500. Can use 2,000. Now can use 1,500. Can use 1,000. We can use 500. 500. Now the point is 0 here. I can write this like this. I am trying to show how you can draw. Okay, so this is the y. Okay, so now I can put it now the x here. Insert shape. I can use this. Then the x can I can put it like this one. Okay. Okay, so now this is x. I can write x here, big X. Can bold it, and now this then enlarged to 16 again. Okay, so now umubare munini dufite wa x ni kangahe?
4,000.
4,000. Naho dushobora gukoresha the same interval. We can use magana atanu, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000. So now let me put it here. Okay, I think approximately interval ishobora kuba igiye kungana. So now tugiye guplotinga the first line. Line ya mbere igizwe na direct labor, no na labor hours. X iri kuri kangahe? Kuri point A. Duhere kuri ya point A. Point A
X iri ku 4,000.
X iri ku 4,000 here.
Yego, then y iri kuri 0.
Y iri kuri 0. Ubwo the point is here.
Yego.
I can use the shape. Which one? I can use this shape, okay, to make it very clear. Okay, now I can ndaza kubiconnectinga, it is where hanyuma iri guhura n'iyihe point B turayiconnectingana n'iyihe point?
B ni 3200 when x is y is 3200 when x is 0.
Okay, so ubwo here the point iraza kuba iri aha byibuze kuri 3200 si nkaha like this between, then iza kuba iri connected ku bihumbi bine here. Can do it like this, like this. Now iyi line, this line, iyi line niyo twise ifite kangahe? It is 3x iyi line ifite kangahe? It is 3x plus
4x
4.
plus
This is 4x
plus 5y equals
plus 5y, which is equal to
16,000.
16,000. Ni ukuduplotting iyi line. I can change the shape of the line. Okay, so now tugiye gushadinga part ikenewe. Niba batubwiye ngo bigomba kuba biri less or equal, ni ukuvuga ngo nituzamuka hano ni igihe bizadusaba nishadinga hejuru aha, ubwo nuvuga ngo ni igihe unit za y zizaba zabaye 3300 cyangwa 300 angahe, yego. Kandi twabonye ko resources zihari maximum capacity ari uguproducinga unit 3200 here. Nuvuga ngo nitujya hejuru ya unit 3200 ntago bazaba bafite ubushobozi bwo kuziproducinga. Ubwo y ahantu bemerewe guproducinga naha tuze kuri x here. X nayo batubwiye ko baproducinga maximum 4000. Ni ukuvuga ngo baramutse bakeneye guproducinga 4000 birenze resources amasaha hari ntibayashobora. Ubwo igishoboka nuko baproducinga guhera ku 4000 gusubiza hasi. Ni ukuvuga ngo igice gikenewe rero, the wanted region, it is this one. Iki gice cyo hasi, it is where wanted region is. So ubwo bivuze ngo hejuru hano it is unwanted. Kuri line ya mbere it is unwanted. So sinzi uburyo nshobora gushadinga yenda here, I don't think ntabwo ndi kubona shading yamfasha. So shading sindi kwibona. Nukuvuga ngo nge ndi bushading igice kiri buvemo igisubizo ni hasi hano. Mix nakora zishoboka ni ziri munsi hano. Hanyuma nkajya kuri line ya kabiri. Line ya kabiri ifite point zingahe? This is point A. This is here point what? This point B. Then this is point
A.
This is point A. Here point A. Now, indi line ifite kangahe?
X ifite 5.
X ifite 5000.
Yego.
Ubwo twaba twakoze imibare mitoya hano rero. We use, I can change the size now kugira ngo tuyishireho ikunde. Ubwo umubare munini, ureba umubare munini kuri x wabonye ukareba n'umubare munini kuri y ufite, niwo uguha interval ukora hano, kuko ntago wazajya usiba n'ikaramu ngo bigukundire. Nge nuko hano ndi muri word kusiba nta kibazo, ariko wowe wanditse n'ikaramu ntago wajya usiba ngo bivemo. so niyo mpamvu ari byiza 4,500 gukoresha interval wamanje kwitegereza neza nawe 5 niwo mubare munini cyangwa hejuru ya 5 harundi
niwo munini
niwo munini okay so ubwo iyo yari ku 4,000 it's here and 3,200 here okay so this means that uyu mubare uraza here like this so this point A nayo iri buze here I can use a point A here I can write point A here it's where the point A is can use the point A with different color here this is the point A is then now here we can use point the point B okay so this one okay so indi point yo ifite 5,000 ubwo naha kuri x igihe y ari 0 kuri indi point ikagira ubwo it is here where we have it is point C it is a point C ifite kangahe kuri y
y is 0 when x is 5,000
ubwo twageze kuri point D kuko twamaze guprotinga when x is 5,000 y izaba ari 0 it is here nkeneye kumenya ndaza kuyiconnectingana niye point
3,750
3,750 ubwo naha hejuru it's like here okay ku 5,000 here so ubwo sanga dufite here it is where the point is it point D I think is the point D nayo nitujya gushadinga ubwo ahari wanted harakomeza habe hejuru hano nukuvuga ngo ho igice cyemewe kuri iyi line ya kabiri ifite coordinate zihe
3x plus 4y equals 15,000
plus 4y equals 15,000 iyo nuko coordinate zayo zihagaze nukuvuga yo munsi hano haremewe ariko hahemewe uri kubona iki gice cyo hagati hano cyakuwemo n'iyi line ya mbere nuvuga ngo intersection iyo zisangiye iri wanted naha hasi nuvuga ngo umurongo wo hasi woroheje nibaramuka bakarenza bakaza no gukorera hejuru hano uri kubona iyi line ya mbere yo ntizabasha kuhagera amasaha y'umukozi ntiyabasha kuhagera uri kubona ko iyi yo hejuru material yabasha kugeza kuri izi unit ziri hejuru y'3,200 ikabasha no kurenza 4,000 ariko nubundi still labor iracyaba limita ko hari ibyo batakora nubwo material yo yabibasha ubwo ikigero bakwiye gufatiraho izo resources zizahuza ni iki kiri munsi ubwo still now the shading region ikenewe niyi so now tujye kuri line ya nyuma line ya nyuma iratubwira iki
when x when y is 0 x ibihumbi bibiri
x ni ibihumbi bibiri hiya, ubwo nuvuga ngo line yacu iraza kuba iraza kuba iri hano ku bihumbi bibiri. This one iraza kuba igera kuri angahe? This is line iraza kuba igera iraza kuba iri kugera kuri angahe?
Kuri y ni 8.
Y ni igihumbi
800.
800 like here. Yego, like here. So aha ubwo hano niho tuzaba dufite iyi ni point F. So niwitegereza rero constraint yayo yatubwiraga ngo iki, ni ukuvuga ngo there is 6000 meter cubic of the space available at a given time. Hari space ibihumbi 600, ni ukuvuga ngo nizirenga nabo ntibabibasha. So means nabo iyi hejuru hano habo ni unwanted. Iyi nayo yagize unwanted hano. Hejuru y'umurongo twahasanze ari unwanted. So nuvuga ngo niwitegereza region yonyine zisangiye iri wanted ni iyi yonyine. This is where the wanted is. Mu yandi magambo aha niho twe dukeneye. So the point we have here, it wanted, it is 0.020. This one we can say if it is F we can use G. We can use point G. We can use the point G to represent the base. So nuvuga ngo point dufite twebwe dufite, it is this one. I can add something then now kugira ngo menye feasible region iyo ariyo. The feasible region is this one. Feasible region, it is this one. Now again other shape here, this. Okay, in order to be visible easily we can using two lines. It is where the visible region is, this one. So aha niho hari igisubizo gikenewe kuko ahandi hose twasanze ari unwanted. So nuvuga ngo ubwo tugiye gushaka kuko bakeneye kubera, noneho ubwo tugiye kwibaza unit zizadufasha guproducinga the maximum return ni izihe, kuko tugomba kuza kugira combination ya unit za x na unit za y. Ubwo tugiye kureba hagati y'iyi point dufite hano, point F, point E and point G, ni iyihe point izaduha profit nyinshi. So now ngiye guhita ngaruka kuri ya excel sheet yacu niyo igiye kuza kudufasha kuza kubibona neza. So for the excel sheet here tumaze kupresentinga kuri graph, now tugiye gucalculatinga the maximum profit or maximum return. Maximum return, we have the point here, we have the coordinate, we have the point, we have the coordinate, we have the z function. Z function twabonye ko ingana gute? Z formula ya profit iri buduha inyungu ni 30 bya x duteranyijeho 40 bya y. Iyi niyo profit function turi buze gukoresha. Now dushaka profit sasa. Nibi tugiye gukora. Point twabonye hariya yo muri intersection, using intersection point. Using intersection point. We have point G, we have point E, and we have point F. Point G ifite coordinate ya 0 to 0. This one. Point E ifite point ya kangahe? Coordinate ya kangahe? It is 2000 to 0. Yego? Then point F, it has 0 to 1800. So ndagira ngo turebe noneho dushaka point dute. Izi coordinate nimba ziba ziri in terms of x to y. Nuku standard format ibivuze. Nukuvuga ngo umubare ubanza ubuhagarariye x, ukurikira ukabuhagarariye y. Nawe tugiye gushaka z here. Z here iraza kuba ingana ite? Iraza kuba ingana n'ibihumbi 30 dukubyeho x hano yabaye kangahe? Yabaye 0 now plus ibihumbi 40 na y nayo ni 0. So tujye gushaka inyungu izaboneka aha, it is 0. Kuri iyi point x azaba ari ibihumbi 200. Ubwo bivuze ngo turafata ibihumbi 30 dukube ibihumbi 200 duteranyijeho ibihumbi 40 tugakubaho 0. Tujye gushaka inyungu izaboneka ni ibihumbi 30 mubyeho ibihumbi 200 nawe ngateranyaho ibihumbi 40 nkubye 0. I get no. Yeah, put it the sign. Okay. Zabona ibihumbi 600. Miliyoni 60. Nawe njye kuri point 2. Point 2 ho ni ibihumbi 30. Nawe noneho dukubyeho 0 kuko muri x nta kintu bazakora. Duri gukoresha izi coordinate dufitemo hano turi gusimbuza. Niba umubare ubanza bari x, umubare ukurikiye akaba ari y, dusimbuzamo izi coordinate hano. Then plus ibihumbi 40 dukubyeho igihumbi na 800. Ni ibihumbi 30 times 0, then bracket plus ibihumbi 40 dukubyeho igihumbi na 800. So now the profit is this one. So now if it is this is the profit here, we choose the point which has the highest number. Duhitamo umubare uri kuduha igisubizo kinini. So mukurikije izi point twari dufite, ni hehe dushobora kuba dufite imibare minini, ni hehe turi kubona inyungu nyinshi?
On F.
What?
Kuri F.
Kuri F. So ubwo ni ukuvuga ngo the maximum point, maximum unit zaba produced, maximum unit produced to maximize the return, to maximize return is, nuko muri X it is 0 units for and 1,800 units for yes, which gives 72 million as a return. So that is the decision. Any question? No, kudufata umwanzuro kuri linear by using linear programming. Urumva kugira ngo duconsideringe ibiri bukorwe, this is the best point here. This one is the where we have the highest. So any question? Nashobora kuba yabafitemo ikibazo. Yego.
Ni ryari dushobora gukoresha kuri iriya objective function ingingo ya mbere twa statinze?
Yego.
Ni ryari dushobora gukoresha elimination method dushaka value ya x
kugira ngo tubone
returns batubajije.
Okay. Kuri iyi graph, reka nze mbereke kuri graph here. On this graph, let me present the graph again. Hari igihe uba uri gukarikiratinga bigasaba kuza gukoresha elimination method or simultaneous techniques kugira ngo ubashe kubona izi point za intersection. Urugero nk'ahangaha kuri graph, let us assume iyo nza gusanga nk'iyi line iyi ngiyi ndi kubona iri hano, iyi ndi kubona nkaza gusanga yari iteye gutya, wenda nkaza gusanga yari bine byuzuye, noneho ikaba iri ku bihumbi bibiri, ibihumbi bine byuzuye ikaba iri no ku bihumbi bibiri. So ni ukuvuga ngo ndi busange wanted region ari aha, noneho nsange aha hose hagati niho hari muri wanted region, ariko niwitegereza ndaza gusanga point ari iyi, nsange point ari iyi, nsange point ari niyi, ariko ndaza gusanga hari na intersection point here, nayo ndaza kuyita izina. Iyi intersection point rero kugira ngo nyibone, yo ntabwo nzi coordinate zayo, izi ziri hano ndi guhita menya coordinate zayo z'uburyo nagiye ziplotinga. This one nzi coordinate zayo, ariko iyo hagati ntabwo ndaza kuba nzi coordinate zayo. So kugira ngo nyibone rero ni uko ndi bwegeranye izi layini zayimpaye, this one, ubwo ya layini yo kuri space na ya layini yo kuri this one, this line yo kuri leba. Hanyuma izo layini ninzegeranya, this equation na ya yindi twabonye yaho nzegeranya kugira ngo menye point yaho ziri guhurira, ndashaka intersection point using simultaneous equations. Ndazegeranya solving by using elimination or by using Cramer or by using substitution method yose wakoresha. Icy'ingenzi ni ukuri buze kubona x na y, izi line ziraza kuba zihuriyeho, niyo iraza kuba ari coordinate y'iyi point turaza kuba twabonye aha, niyo turi buze kuza gusimbuzamo aha twari turi gushakira profit. So iriya tuyikoresha igihe kuri graph yacu like this graph twasanze hari point ziri kunyuranamo, kandi iyo point ahantu zahuriye nayo ikaba iri muri wanted, igize boundary za wanted region. Igihe twabonye line imeze gutya kubona point ya, so sinzi niba noneho wabo bibonye.
Okay. Ndabyumvise, tuzabyumva neza dukoze example.
Yego, nidukora ikibazo cyayo ahantu bayikoze bizahita byoroha. So niba nta wundi ufite ikibazo, nawe zimaze kuba 3:17, so murasuggestiinga twakora ikindi kibazo, murumva mwaba mugifite imbaraga, cyangwa we end from here then tuzagihereho next time, then tuva kuri iyi ya graph twinjira kuri simplex. Murumva icyaba cyiza cyabikiye?
Next time.
turacyafite iminota na makumyabiri n'ingahe?
No, kandi turangiza n'igihe
12. Ntabwo iminota ihagije ku buryo twakora ikibazo ngo kirangire.
So mwaba musubiramo ibi, then noneho ubwo next time tukazaza ibi by'ingenzi wenda mwamaze kubyumva, twinjira ku gukosora ikibazo kimwe kivuga kuri iyi graphical method, then tukazareba no kuri simplex. Simplex ntabwo igora, twamaze kumva graphic, dushaka twanakosora ibindi bibazo bibiri bya graphical, then tukongeraho ikindi cya simplex, byo biba byoroshye, byahita byumvikana. So sinzi twasoreza aha.
Yego, urakoze.
Okay.